Despite losing rookie sensation Jabari Parker and Larry Sanders, the Milwaukee Bucks have found themselves in the postseason showdown with their first matchup against Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. Here with me now to talk over his free picks on the game is expert analyst Ross Benjamin. And Ross, we have sort of a weird matchup on our hands. Both of these teams have had an interesting season. Let's talk about this matchup. The Bucks are a pretty decent defensive team, but I just don't see them being able to keep up with the Bulls and their size and offensive efficiency on the floor. Ross, do you think this could be a clean sweep from Chicago in this series?
Well, you know what, Megan? I don't know about a clean sweep, but I do like the Bulls an awful lot in this series. You make some very good points in that regard. Sweeping a team is awful difficult at playoff time, but it's certainly a possibility if you look at the fact the Bucks finished the season 10-18 in their last 28 games. They're not exactly an offensive dynamo, and I really like the way the Bulls have played defense down the stretch. This is also a Bulls team that enters the playoffs having won their last 4 in a row, and they were a solid 10-4 in their last 14 games. Like I said, they buckled down defensively. 3 of the last 4 and 9 of their previous 17 opponents, they held to less than 40% shooting from the field. And when you play defense that well at this time of the year, you can possibly make a very deep playoff run. And I think the Bulls are primed to do so.
All right, Ross, let's just talk about game 1 here then. We've got an interesting line here. It's 7.5 in favor of the Bulls. I feel like that line could swing either way in game 1, but what do you think, Ross? Which side are you leaning with in this spot?
Well, you know what? The ATS call on this, because the line is so heavy here at -8, even though we both agree the Bulls are the play here as far as the series goes, but you still have to cover 8 points in the opening game of the series. And you look at a Bucks team, as bad as they played down the stretch, this was one of the best money makers on the road this season. Milwaukee went 27-14 against the spread on the road this season. That's fantastic. And the Bulls enter the playoffs having won 7 games in a row at home. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stay away from the side, Megan. Let's look at the total here. I like the way the Bulls are playing defensively. All 4 meetings during the regular season between these two clubs stayed under the number. I'm going to have a small lean here on the Milwaukee Bucks and Chicago Bulls to go under the total of 185.5.
All right, guys, there you have it. A very smart play there from one of the very best in the game, Ross Benjamin, giving his free breakdown and selections for Game 1, Round 1 of the Bucks versus Bulls matchup in the postseason tipping off this Saturday evening. If you guys want to see more info from Ross, you've got questions you want answered about the NBA Finals, comment below. Hit us up on Twitter at SBR Sports Picks. Give us a shout out on our Facebook at Sportsbook Review. And of course, for all the best NBA action for the postseason, keep it locked right here with us at SBRPicks.com.